Oh my goodness, welcome back to the Outer Worlds 2. Last episode, we finished everything, well, everything worth doing at least, in my opinion, on, Golden Ridge? Is that where we were? Is that what that planet's called? We did everything for the Order there, we found out, or rather we stopped, part of what was gonna happen with Seer Wily, and I'm not necessarily sure if I'm gonna do any of the side content from Golden Ridge, just because it's kind of really time consuming is the best way to put it. I just don't want to do it. So before we dip, against my better judgment, I want to talk to everybody on the ship. Let's start with Inez because she has bubbles.
Follow a ruinous religious doctrine and be driven by irrational bloodthirsty urges, but you are a rather effective killer, and I respect that.
Okay.
Means a lot.
That damn Wiley put us in an impossible situation. I'm glad those hostages can go back to their families, but I fear we played right into DeVries' hands. With that data, she could wreak more havoc than we anticipated. Look, I know the choice is yours on how you want to approach this, but it's my folk in the crosshairs. If something happens to our delegate, I don't know how I'd live with myself. If there's space by your side, I hope you'll call on me.
That's exactly why I didn't bring you, because I figured you'd have a strong opinion about what was going on, and I just didn't care, honestly. I didn't ask for your opinion is basically how I feel. As I mentioned it last episode, Inez, she annoys me. And it's not so much her fault, I guess, because she is allowed to feel ways about whatever's happening, but, like, she can't do it in a way that doesn't feel confrontational, even on simple matters, like what we're talking about for that matter. I don't know, just, I'll consider it.
That's all I ask. If we fail to stop DeVries, this will have dire consequences for the war and everything else. So let's not fail, huh?
Alright, we'll talk later. Yeah, just... she annoys me.
The hostages went home safe. We'll see if those at the peace talks make it back fine as well.
Alright,
May all our travails add to the equation.
whatever, thank you.
We going to kill Hierarch Ziegler soon? My knife hand's getting itchy.
Actually, that's what we're doing today. Why do you think Hierarch Ziegler turned on you?
Who can say? There was no indication that I've seen. I've interacted with him on occasion. Seemed a decent, loyal sort. As interested as I am to hear whatever sorry explanation he has, not sure I'll be able to control my rage when I see him to ask why before I remove his spleen. Maybe I'll start with his gallbladder? No, I think it's gotta be the spleen.
We could talk about something else, but we learned last time she's pretty secretive right now. She might open up more after we deal with Ziegler, so let's move on. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna come to a situation where the Ziegler guy, like, isn't actually in trouble, and she's gonna have to, like, deal with the fact that we just aren't gonna kill him. And I don't know how she'll take that. That's what I'm assuming will happen. Who is over here? Niles is just chilling here. Why are you by yourself in the bay?
Got Inez moved into Helen's old quarters. I figure, if anyone's unlikely to be vexed by finding fossilized purpleberry crunch in their mattress, it's an Auntie's Choice trooper. You think Helen would approve of us taking on a product pusher?
Yeah, see, this is the big conflict we have, is that Inez and Niles don't get along, and, like, that's what I said, it's pretty hard for that to happen, because Niles isn't, like, super opinionated or confrontational. Let's not add stuff that would, like, spark a bigger fire, so doesn't really matter, Helen's dead, valid. Let's go with option 2.
Yeah, suppose you're right. They'd have matched wits well enough.
I found this audio log from DeVries addressed to you. What's that about?
Found it, huh? No. You know what? This one's on me. Shouldn't have left a line about...
I'm not sure why found is in air quotation marks. We did find it. We weren't lying. We weren't being cryptic about it. We found it and we're confronting you about it. Yeah, at least try to make it a challenge for me next time. I'm hoping that's sarcastic.
I'll be sure to do that, now that I know how much you enjoy prying into other people's affairs. Truth is, I was getting ready to toss that old thing. Guess I just wanted to listen to it one last time. See if I missed anything other than her waxing about the greater good.
Missed anything like what?
I don't know. Some hint of who she really was? Some sign that she could turn into someone who betray her own team? Sounds stupid said out loud.
I mean, she was never her own team. We were never her own team, rather. Unless I just completely missed something, she was a double agent the entire time. You're processing in your own way, I get it.
You know, I can't really remember what the others sounded like. Helen, Eric, Wade. I've tried recalling their voices, but there's just nothing. Static. All these years. And the only recording I've managed to preserve is from the one person I'd rather forget.
You're such a sap sometimes. Now let's go with option 2.
Kind of you to say, Commander. I hope it continues to be true.
Yeah, we've been kind of going down the nice path, so let's continue to do that as long as we can. Do you want the recording back?
No. Burn it, launch it out the airlock, do whatever you want with it. It means nothing to me now anyway.
Alright, later. The rest of those questions are like basic ones that you just have with NPCs, so... Okie dokie, let's activate Aza's side quest, which is going to take us back to Paradise Island, which actually isn't a bad thing. Been a minute since I've space traveled. How do I get out and about? Also, is there a healing? Is there a healy thing? There is a healy thing. Alright, cool. Do that rather than waste a thing. Oh, we can just head out. Alright, bet. Let's take Aza and take Marisol. And then we have to go where? Where does it want us to go? There's this entire area down here we never explored. Holy. And this. They're up by the Vox relay, but they're on the other side of it. So we want to go to we want to go here. Over there. We want to do Aza's side quest today. And ideally do more, but I'm not entirely sure what more I want to do. Because I said I wanted to do this, and then we were going to go to the free market station. That's still the plan I'm doing. So we'll see how long this takes. And then after that, we will head to the free market station and see what we can get done there. Or at least get introduced to everybody. No, we were already over here at one point. But I guess I never went super deep into this part of it. Mainly just because I think we need to level up our character before we head on to the Tranquility Station. I just feel like the difficulty jump between here and there is going to be almost as crazy as it was between here and Golden Ridge. This is Hierarch Ziegler.
Fine. All in the wrist. Yeah.
Okay, Hierarch Ziegler's dead.
There will be time enough for figuring out why these swine betrayed me after we make the rest of them figure out their ways.
I mean, well, there wasn't even a chance to talk to them, so... Nope, they're busy. They're dead.
I can't believe this. According to that data pad, there was an official kill order out on me? The poor fools probably thought they were just fulfilling their duty.
I hope whatever's happening to us doesn't kill me while I'm in this conversation that I couldn't avoid. Couldn't the message have been faked?
If only it were that simple. It should be impossible for someone to infiltrate our communication systems, especially when it comes to a high-level communique. Unless they somehow have our codes. This could only mean that one of our members has been compromised.
This is the only option that, like, progresses the conversation. Everything else is, like, irrelevant information that I don't really care about.
I have no idea. If I go anywhere near one of our encampments, I'll be forced to kill members who believe they're following orders. Of course, any member of the Dawn who turns on me without thinking is asking for death, but this could still make solving this even more difficult. Don't worry. I'll stay on as part of your crew until I get this all figured. It's given me an impressive amount of opportunities for killing, and all the killing helps me think.
You say that, but are you sure you don't regret killing Ziegler in his cell?
Of course not. What a ridiculous question.
With Speech of 5, we can ask it's okay to admit it.
You think that I'm like you, but I'm no longer bound by social restraints or pedestrian things like regret. So were I even to imply I felt remorse, that I wish I'd perhaps approached this with a more logical bent and not slaughtered these loyal Dawn members, it would mean nothing.
Okay, if you say so. Really? That's the quest? Alright, let me level up. Your directorate found a flaw in you. Kleptomania. You just have to have it. Doesn't matter what it is, but if it isn't yours, you want it. You'll occasionally steal things automatically, but anything you've stolen sells for significantly more. Warning, this flaw significantly changes the experience while in settlements. Do not advise for players looking for a relaxed experience. I'm gonna accept it. Flawed hero accepted 3 flaws as the achievement I just got. That should not have hurt at all, let alone taken damn near half my health. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, there's a rift. Cool. Can I do something about that rift? I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting that to take way longer than it did. I mean, there has to be more to that, no? Oops, nope, take that off. I don't know, there has to be more to Az's side quest at some point. Okie dokie, so... head back to the launch pad. Go to the room. And let's go to Free Market Station. Damn, that was a tight squeeze. That was an insanely tight squeeze. Holy hell, look at this. I mean, that was here when we landed. It's literally inside my ship. What? This can't be the landing pad. That is so not safe. Why are my characters yelling? What are we fighting? What are we jumping and hurtling over? Okay, whatever though. Let's head inside. See what this place is all about.
Looks like the second choice has got a new shipment of swill. Gave it a try. Needs some aging, but not too bad.
What? I was just with Barney. He said we're not getting any new shipments for months. What did he let you try?
Well, I, maybe didn't run it by him. It was out of a big metal barrel behind the bar. Said Auntie's Finest Star Wipe on it.
That wasn't booze. That was ship wax.
Really? Barney should start selling it then. It's better than half his stock.
You look like a member of the White Glove Society. There's a terminal here. Alright, cool. I have no bounty. Oh, there are no bounties here? Damn, there's no bounties. Alright, this person's named.
My esteemed colleagues tell me you're someone to be trusted.
Indeed I am, and apparently you don't have anything to say. There's a reason this is here. I just don't know what reason that would be. Who are you? Bald NPC I can't talk to. Fantastic. God, my eye itches. Alright, let's head inside.
I was under the impression that Free Market Station was open to all. Why am I being accosted?
Free Market Station is open to all, except spies. It's awful suspicious how you've been gallivanting about, asking everyone questions.
I am not a spy. The information I'm collecting here shall be of historical significance someday. Surely you can appreciate that.
Right. And I'm sure that information wouldn't help at all in clearing us out of the station years from now. I'll be watching you.
So are you like this game's version of Piper from Fallout 4? And this is like Diamond City? Oh, no, put that away. Misclick, put that away. Hi.
Greetings. Are you perhaps interested in advancing the knowledge of Arcadia's history through scientific exploration? What am I saying? Of course you are. Please, do tell me anything you might know about the crash of the ACS Free Market.
I don't know anything about that.
Drat! It's mortifying that my options would be so limited that I must resort to random chance to achieve my aims. Do pardon my forwardness. I saw that you were a new arrival, but I held out some hope that you might be able to enlighten me where the station populace has not. As an archivist, it's my duty to collect and record hitherto unrecorded knowledge wherever it can be found. But my earnest questions have been met with suspicion.
Alright, so observation of 3, I'm guessing the free market is the ship this station's built around?
You are correct. Unfortunately, I'll take that question to mean that I can't interview you for more information. Fiddlesticks. If some independent preservationist would be willing to assist me in discovering the truth, I certainly would appreciate it.
I mean, I already told her that I don't know anything about the question she asked. Why would she assume I would know more? I can lend a hand.
That's great. I can offer you a stipend from my exploratory budget for anything you might manage to discover. Converse with the locals, peer into unturned corners, and see what your able hand might unearth. I look forward to furthering the cause of history with you.
As long as this is an actual quest and not like one of the collect 10 item quests that I have been absolutely avoiding from the other planets. Aside from the mosaic one I did on Golden Ridge. Dude, my brain is not working right now. Any tips on where to start?
I'd ask about in the saloon and the bazaar. Both are places where gossip flies about like so many tarot rays. Sub Rosa likely has some information about the crash, but I'm not sure where. You also might be able to find some intact portion of the ship amidst all of the station's wreckage. Take a look around. I'm sure you'll be able to get farther on your own.
Okay, it is an actual quest. Can I talk to this person too?
Hope that wayward science type didn't disturb you much, friend. We of the station normally do our best to dissuade partisans from making nuisances of themselves.
Oh my god, I hate your voice. I hate it so much. Actually, our conversation was pleasant. Maybe you folks should be more open-minded. Valid.
Ain't surprised they're pleasant to you. You don't have to worry you'll be made a target. All that aside, enjoy your time on the station. Don't get into any trouble.
I use this excuse quite a bit, but I'm the main character. If anybody is statistically likely to become a problem or a target, it is me. There's another rift, which I don't understand what they do. The one I touched on Golden Ridge killed me, so we're not touching another one. However, there is nothing over here. I lied, there's that. Hold up, where are we at? Where did we go? Beneath an extensive pile of debris, you can barely make out what looks like an intact audio log I don't have. Is there a better way to do it? Okay, I need to level up, like, a lot. There's an upstairs to that. Where does this take me? No, that just takes me back to the exit. Alright, let's go up real quick. Wrong side. I see. That's turned off. Those are turned off. Alright, there's a puzzle. Sorry, but after the last 16 thefts, I had to assemble this locking system. My apologies to those of you who have been pawning my belongings to feed yourselves, Otto. Alright, well, lucky for me, I bought this, so what's the goal here? So that's powered. Do I have to power these 3 things first? Because if that's the case... Or is there a certain order they have to go in? And then that turned everything off. What am I missing? So that's powered. That goes there. That goes there. That has to be like that. Okay, so... I did a lot of tinkering, and I think I solved it on accident. So the top one goes there, 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 and then it turns that on. The middle one goes there, 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 and turns that one on. The bottom one goes there, 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 and then that one turns the middle one on. Why is that how that works? I don't know, but I suppose that's a puzzle. Alright, anyway. The mystery of free market solved. This is a big place. I don't want to take that. Apparently I'm just swiping stuff and I don't realize it. Alright, do you have anything to say?
Only thing dependable as my gear are my prices. Happy to have you. Tell me what you need.
How's business?
Booming now. Used to be a few other armor shops on the station. As it happened, their owners mysteriously vanished. I picked up their inventories real cheap, since they were just taking up station storage. It sure was a convenient windfall for yours truly. Real convenient.
That doesn't sound the slightest bit suspicious.
Exactly. I wish some other sorts around here who like to cast aspersions were as understanding as you.
Alright, I thought that would go somewhere else.
Get caught.
You're the guy just...
listening to this? Let me sell you stuff?
Yeah, you're the guy I just stole stuff from.
Listen, I know I shouldn't warn you about this, but anything I sell you runs the risk of exploding. I trust you'll appreciate my forthrightness and be all the more willing to buy from me.
Oh, okay, we can actually ask him stuff. Afraid I'm here in my own business. What do you know about the ACS free market?
No. Ships decidedly ain't in my purview. You sure I can't interest you in some bric-a-brac instead of this conversation?
Alright. Something here is spooking these people. I found the information based on probably that log I found in his, like, little hidey hole. I read your journal. What happened to you? The talking's the first step to getting better. Damn. I could not read that.
Are you an alienist? I ain't never had time to see one, but having one make a business call, maybe you're right. I'll give it a try. Before it crashed, I served on the free market as a secondary engineer, first grade. Had a colleague who was very talented, but not very good at hiding it. Supervisor saw her as a threat and demoted her to the engine room. She wasn't the type to take a blow without dodging. In Auntie's choice, there's politics among waste technicians. My colleague sabotaged the engines when her partner was on his mandated 2-minute break. When the free market attempted to breach orbit, well, just about everyone died. I made it to an escape pod on the port side. The ship landed on its starboard. I got lucky. Yeah, me too. Anyway, can we get back to subjects that aren't this? I got goods to sell. Well, none taken. I never intended to be. But when life breaks your jaw and shoots out your knees, may as well learn to get good at crawling, right?
I guess that's the saying. Alright, I'll be on my way. That's one question answered. Is there anybody else? Do people care that I'm taking stuff? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they care. Here, you can have it back. So I've learned that if you look at the items, you take them. So we don't do that. There's this place.
I'm beginning to reach the tail end of my patience. You will tell me the location of the broker.
Lad, you ain't got much of a concept of a deal, do you? You ain't got nothing to offer, and a threat is offering less than nothing.
You realize any other arbiter would have crushed you where you stand for obstruction of justice long before now? That I am flowing with magnanimity?
Can't say I know what that word means, but if you're inclined to keep threatening me, only thing gonna be flowing is your blood out your body.
I was looking around because it keeps telling me I'm stealing stuff. Or did people take stuff from me? I don't know how that works. No, don't put that on.
Maybe if you would actually purchase something, I'd help you find your quarry. Well, might. Actually, might's a strong word.
The Sovereign's arbiters do not negotiate. Tell me where the broker is.
Yeah, I got actual customers to see to. Let me know how not negotiating goes for you.
Do I have to initiate conversation to get this to stop?
Stranger, seen my fix? Hope you're about to offer to rid me of this damn fool.
You cannot dissuade an arbiter from their sovereign-given duty, no matter how much of an irritant you may attempt to be.
What seems to be the problem here?
I came to meet with the information broker for, protectorate business, protectorate reasons. However, I find myself foiled at near every turn. None within the protectorate would defy an arbiter and expect to live. Regrettably, I cannot make the locals see reason without rendering myself unable to learn what I seek.
Even polite entreaties don't see most getting an invite to the broker. And you've been anything but.
Yeah, why not let him have an audience with the broker? At least he wouldn't bother you anymore.
See, you may have thought you said have an audience, but what you actually said was let him assassinate.
Do I look like a sentinel to you? No, don't answer that. My point is that if I wanted to kill everyone here, we would not be having this obnoxious conversation.
No matter what this fella says, he's not going to convince me to trust him. He's a walking security risk.
If it's a risk you're concerned about, have him prove himself to you.
An arbiter need prove themselves to no one but the Sovereign. But if I must debase myself to further my aim, so be it.
Interesting thought. Occurs to me there might just be something that needs looking into.
I hope this has intrigue. I love intrigue.
Within the Golden Ridge locale on Dorado, there's a refugee camp. It's unassuming, quiet-like. Most of the folks there just want to be left alone. They see to the few needs they have by working with the broker. But we ain't heard from them in a fortnight and change. Serves to reason something untoward may have transpired there. You see your way to looking into that, maybe we'll talk.
I just came from Golden Ridge and I like went everywhere. What camp are we talking about? Are we talking about Matriarch's Mercy? That's like the only refugee camp on Golden Ridge, excuse me. Sounds like you want me to go as well. Why?
I don't fancy the idea of letting an arbiter loose on our allies without supervision. Might not know you, but anything's better than giving him complete freedom.
I do not take your speaking of me as some kind of feral canid lightly.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't have really had a reason to know about this information until right now, but like, I mean, the refugee camp is the refugee camp. There's only one place we can go. How exactly do these refugees work with the broker?
That's between them and Sub Rosa. You in or you out?
Whatever, I'm in.
Great! Take the lap canid with you. I've had enough of his excitability, and so have my customers.
I don't claim to be pleased with the circumstances surrounding this co-investigation, but perhaps we may surprise one another. I'm Arbiter Tristan Rao.
Ever worked with another partner before?
When I was an apprentice, yes, but not since. And certainly never with an outsider. I shall meet you at the camp. Let us hope we both arrive there intact.
Okay, so he's just gonna meet me there.
I shall see you at the refugee
okay.
camp. Hopefully they shan't be chagrined by my presence.
You have a name.
Oh, come now, Prospero, you've been on that stage hundreds of times. This perturbation looks bad on you, and you're not one for looking bad. Terribly sorry you've got me ruminating. A man of my persuasion shouldn't stoop to such self-deprecation, especially in front of prospective customers.
You seem like you could be well informed. I have questions about the crash trip.
You've identified me properly. But information transference is the lifeblood of Free Market Station, and if you want a transfusion, you'll have to grant me a spot of help. I'm in charge of keeping the patrons of the saloon entertained. Normally this does not present an issue, but I learned that an old flame of mine shall attend my next performance. My resolve is uncharacteristically flagging. I find myself fixating on the most minute of issues. I need something to bolster my confidence.
I can help. What do you have in mind?
Liquid courage has never failed me, but I have a discerning palate. The automech chef from the bazaar sells my preferred brand of alcohol, though it can be headstrong. You see, I can't just drink any old swill from the bar. My refined palate can only stomach one drink. Iceberg-aged whiskey. Something of a collector's item, I'm told.
I'll keep an eye out.
Now, if you'll excuse me, an artist must be granted solitude to properly amass his mental forces.
Absolutely. So, can I talk to you about that?
Greetings again. Hope that little day excursion you and I jawed about is going well.
I haven't left yet.
Libations or information? What's your poison?
Prospero asked me for some glacial age whiskey. Do you have any in stock?
Oh, sure. Got it right behind the bottled gold and spiced silver. No, I ain't got any fancy booze for our in-house drunkard. And if he wants to know if I do, he should come and ask me himself. Or better yet, focus on his upcoming set.
I mean, could you tell me where to find it? He did mention the automech, but I don't see why he would have it.
If you were running a less than legal group, would you want everyone knowing your agents' identities? I don't think so. Lots of folks in Sub Rosa have friends and family elsewhere. Antis, if their identity's always. For example, there's some kind of hoity-toity collector type parked upstairs. Supposedly, she's willing to sell some of her collection if you impress her. Laws.
Alright, later. Okay, so let's go talk to the automech chef.
You lost it. I'm selling it.
Like, again, I don't know why he would have the thing.
My gear has the fewest holes out of any close-on station, or your money back.
Meals currently. If you became violently ill after eating here, please feel free to write our stall an angry letter, then burn it. What may this unit rehydrate for you?
I'm looking for a special brand of alcohol, Iceberg Age Whiskey. Do you have any?
Yes, Iceberg Aged Whiskey is currently on reserve for Prospero Paulo. Current customer is not Prospero Paulo. Unit cannot vend to current customer.
I mean, I have hack of 3, and if he's the one that wants it, why could he not have came and got it? Especially if it's reserved for him. Are you sure? Let me open you up. Remove your individual identification array there.
Scanning error. Cannot ascertain identity of current customer. Purging all vending restrictions. Eliminating one restriction. Vending iceberg-aged whiskey complete. Thank you for your patronage.
All right, goodbye.
Shop here to acquire fine food for cheap.
That was kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. Considering Prospero would have had to have walked from there to there and just say that it's him. I don't see why he didn't do that, but you know, whatever.
As it happens, standing in one place and focusing on not being nervous does not, in fact, help one not be nervous.
Somebody put an order in for a bottle of iceberg-aged whiskey.
My friend, excellent. Thank you. Very well, you wish to know about the crash, yes? Are you prepared for a sordid tale of drama and woe?
Absolutely.
Everyone knows that the free market's captain was a hopeless romantic, especially disposed to giving too much of her heart to those inclined to break it. The final betrayal came from a dashing rogue smuggler who vanished with most of her bits. The good captain had about all she could endure.
So she crashed the ship.
Indeed she did. The crew attempted to wrest the controls from her to save them from their fate, but alas, too late. That's all I know. I thank you for your help once again, and now I must get ready for my set.
I don't think that's accurate, but whatever. Alright, this is a bathroom. There's a vent. Who am I detected by? I don't have that key card. Oh, they're passed out, thank God. Can I pretend to be one of them? Damn, I don't have the thing. Huh. I'm not sure what the point of coming down here was then. And then he mentioned something about upstairs, so let's go check upstairs. And yeah, it's you. Oh, there's a room behind her. That makes even less sense. Why would she not be in the locked room? Whatever, hi.
Another challenger approaches. Prepare to be sent weeping from my curio collection. None have defeated my collections, and none shall. But I do so delight in a competition. Are you prepared to do battle?
This, okay, like what? Is this like a Beyblade person in the Outer Worlds 2 universe? Are we about to have a Yu-Gi-Oh card battle? What are we about to do battle over?
Cards, my dear, of the toss ball and pitch ball variety. I must see if your collection bests my own.
I have like 3 or 4.
Sporting! Let us do battle. A not unimpressive display, closing in on my own. With perhaps a handful more, you just might defeat me. But today, you do not. I cannot open my wares to any unless their collections rival my own. I hope you understand. Feel free to return once you have bolstered your ranks. But know that you shall still not defeat me.
Oh, I have 11. How many do I need? Alright, so yeah, we have to find whatever and fight her. And that door's locked, so I can't go in there. Alright, I don't have a high enough skill check to find the clues and examine them properly, but we can go back and tell her what we've been told. Is that good? I actually have no idea, but it's like our only option.
You just bought a shooter from not a weapons store, right? How's it treating you?
It ain't. Can't eat the sprats I shoot with it. Since they keep disintegrating.
Greetings. How has the data collection fared?
I've received information from multiple sources, but it seems to be contradictory.
That's hardly surprising, considering the station's predilection for gossip. So long as you provide us the information, we can parse through it and decide fact from fiction. Are you prepared to present what you have learned?
Not really. I mean, I don't have a high enough level to do the other things, but I literally just can't do it. I need engineering of 8, and I need sneak of 5 to do that, which I just simply cannot do. Okay, so that's just his notepad that helped us get the information from him. If we could examine the 2 other things in here, that probably would help our case, but honestly, like, we got information that made him talk about it, so that might be everything she needs to know.
Greetings. How has the data collect? Finally, a breakthrough. Let's hear it. How did the ACS free market meet its end?
Oh, we can pick and choose what information we tell her. A survivor told me it was a vengeful engineer.
So the backstabbing nature of Auntie's choice is hampering even the most basic of command chains. Good to know. Aside from the crash, what occurred in the ship's final moments?
The crew tried to overpower the captain, but they weren't able to stop her.
An incompetent captain and an incompetent crew. Tisk tisk. Last question. Were there any contributing factors to the crash? Anything that might recontextualize what actually happened?
One of the ship's chief engineers was demoted right before the crash.
Failing to recognize ability? Seems Auntie's choice is forgetting where upward enters into the phrase upward mobility. Thanks to you, my report is complete. Here, something for your considerable help.
So what did you conclude from what I gave you?
Auntie's choice seems to be inundated with its own problems, technical and personnel alike. We should have ample opportunity to use this for propaganda purposes.
Thought you were compiling a historical report.
I am. If Free Market Station survives the war, this will be a very important historical account. But if the Order fails in Arcadia, none of that will matter. I'm just making the most of what you gave me.
I mean, speech of 3, put in some good words with your fellows and I might be willing to let this slide. Do I want to say that? I'm trying to not really pick a side until I absolutely have to.
Oh, I'd be happy to. Anyone willing to further the Order's aims should be treated as a friend, in my mind. Now I need to get this report to my superiors. Thanks again.
Alright, that kind of sucks, but you know, whatever. So, that appears to be it. Free Market Station literally appears to just be 5, 6 shops and like 2 kind of side quests.
Latest contraband came in. Look like quite the haul.
That's a bit of a letdown, but alright. I thought there would be way more to do here. I thought it would be like the Groundbreaker from the first game, where like you had all that stuff to do on that ship, but I guess not. Arbitrary measures is what I am going to do now. Or not now, but maybe next. I don't know, man. This place is so big, and there's only like, I don't know, 2, 3 quests here? Seems like a bit of a ball drop if you ask me. Now let's head back to Golden Ridge, and then head back out immediately. Oh no, this is over by Guardian Estates. It doesn't appear to be up there. It appears to be on this side over here. What is this? Let me find out. This is the exclusion zone.
So you did come. Good. I'm not partial to working with those given to second thoughts. It seems we arrive on a desolate scene. I don't know what transpired, but whatever it was killed the refugees to a person. As an arbiter, I bear a strong stomach. But if you've any reservations about witnessing destruction visited upon the innocent, you'd best steel yourself.
Any ideas on who would do this?
I've some theories on the refugees' killers, but I remain unsatisfied. Although I am not required to do so as an arbiter, I would care to acquire proof.
Arbiters don't require evidence? You must not be too concerned with justice.
We operate under the Sovereign's indefatigable will. Thus, we do not need proof. But my training was somewhat unique in that it emphasized the value of thorough investigation. Let us comb the remnants of this charnel house.
Alright, bet. As long as you don't mind me looting. I hope these aren't the... I hope this isn't the exclusion zone. I hope these aren't the refugees that I sent here.
Is that? Yes, that's an incisor, all right. I cannot help but feel a pang for these people, cut down without a hope of defense. We must uncover what transpired here.
Do you really care about finding out what really happened here?
As an apprentice, I was taught to see investigations through to their completion. Evidence begets evidence and can lead one to uncover further criminal elements. Any further interest is very well.
All right, good luck. I'll talk to him in a minute. Let me see if I can find more stuff or if he has anything to say.
Life was this, without the Sovereign's guidance?
This corpse has been heavily damaged, making wound identification difficult. However, you eventually managed to identify one especially large wound on the upper torso. It's scorched black and the flesh looks almost flash burned, which most likely denotes a direct electrical strike from a high voltage shock weapon. Medical 5. Okay, let's keep looking. Keep looking so we can give Homeboy everything we know. And take everything we find along the way.
These people could have been saved if they simply hadn't deviated from the paradigm.
Alright, bro. Whatever you say. Ooh, hello. This towering device looks as if it was once used to transmit signals to or from the base, but it has been thoroughly destroyed. Not even sparks flicker within its warped, misshapen frame. Engineering 5, I don't have that, but I somehow still deduced that. What is this?
Shame about all this blood. I just polished these boots.
Were those things I just picked up like really good? Because that was quite a bit of a skill check to get in here. Alright, what else is there? Lock pick of 8, damn. Insane skill checks. This auto mechanical has been heavily damaged. The barrel of its integrated weapon is warped from heat damage. It's impossible to gauge or what took down or what it was firing at. Okay, bet. Okay, what can we do up here? Examine that. I'll come back to that. Okay, let's look at this. The wavelength history is relatively uniform, appearing to include shortwave transmissions. At semi-regular intervals, one frequency, however, that does not remotely match the others sent by this radio tower. Somewhere in the annals of your vast mind, there is a blip of recollection you know by the wavelength pattern that this transmission was specifically designed to be picked up by automech receptors. Okay. And there's one more thing over there. Silent sniper rifle. Sure. Do I want to know about this thing? No? There's stuff over here. Do I want to know about this? No, these are like Star Wars fighters. Alright, I guess that's everything. Let's go talk to Tristan. Alright, Tristan, we gotta talk, bro.
Salutations. Has your search uncovered anything of remark?
Found something I think might be important.
Let's hear it.
I found a high-powered transmitter, looks pretty heavily damaged.
Seems this base has seen its share of destruction. I maintain that it feels deliberate, judging by the still standing buildings. Was there anything remarkable about it?
I don't have engineering of 5. Whatever destroyed it sure wasn't leaving anything up to chance.
Thorough destruction scarcely narrows the list of possible suspects, unfortunately. Did you have anything else?
I found a terminal entry cataloging the base's automechanical defenses.
I doubt it factored in their inadequacy in the face of a superior force. Assuming there was a superior force.
I don't have the engineering for that. All I know is whatever killed these people was stronger than a platoon of automechs.
An apt theory. Yet there are no signs of a large force's egress. The automech should have mounted a consistent defense, but there are no signs this occurred.
One of the corpses had some pronounced wounds.
Someone visited much carnage on this place while leaving few signs of their presence. Did you learn anything by examining the body?
Large burn wounds consistent with a shock cannon caused by a dragoon's weapon.
I ascertained the burn wounds, but I theorized plasma damage, not electrical. Seems I must brush up on my ballistic know-how.
There was a destroyed automech deeper in the camp.
That automechanicals would fall in the camp's defense is logical. That there would only be one is not. Did you notice anything interesting about it?
The barrel was nearly melted off, looked like it had been fired many times.
Meaning its combat protocols were active for quite some time before it was destroyed.
I took a look at the camp's wireless communication tower.
Must be the shortwave, as we already found the long band. Odd that our assailant would pay it any mind.
Someone tried to hide it, but the most recent signal was an emergency automech override.
I don't believe I would have learned that on my own. Seems I underestimated you. That's exceedingly useful.
I just hope 2 of 5 things is enough. I'm done with my investigation. I think I've discussed everything I wanted to.
You're certain? You've combed the place to your liking?
I found everything. I just don't have the skills necessary to inform you on certain things. Yes, I have.
Then let us debrief and see if we can deduce what transpired here. Have you any theories as to what killed these people?
Alright, so they were killed by automechs, but the automechs were just following orders. Who gave those orders is what's important. Perhaps the bartender was lying, maybe the broker killed these people.
No. Sub Rosa could have cleaned this entire business up without anyone knowing were that the case. Focus on observations. Although I'm no ballistics expert, the death wounds on the corpses appear to match those inflicted by an automech. Have any theories about the automechs that did this?
I mean, I could have circled back to that. I was just seeing what happened. I think the camp's automechanicals were reprogrammed to target the refugees. That is what I just said, so yes.
My thoughts exactly. How do you believe they were compromised?
I mean, yeah, he probably already knows, but there was through the shortwave tower the saboteur hacked into and it sent out an override.
It seems so simple, and yet it also appears to be the most probable outcome. I agree. The only remaining puzzle piece is why. Why go through all this trouble to eliminate a handful of isolated refugees?
I'm not sure. You got any ideas?
Yes. That relay tower in the rear of the camp was clearly not built by the refugees, but stolen from the Protectorate, which likely means that they were Protectorate as well. The refugees must have used it to listen in on Protectorate communications, then sold what they learned to Sub Rosa.
And the Protectorate wouldn't take kindly to that.
After the Vox Relay's recent destruction, High Command would have ordered a security sweep of all communication systems. This outpost's relay would have returned a signal. Upon learning of this camp's existence, they'd have dispatched a sentinel to cross off any would-be traitors. Hence the destruction we bear witness to.
With the Space Ranger perk, if only we'd found the dastardly sentinel, they must answer for their crimes.
I admire your enthusiasm, but these refugees were traitors to the Protectorate, though I still believe there was a solution here beyond complete annihilation. Now with that finished, Hold. Some things approach. Be ready. I suspect someone has disapproved of our inquiry.
Alright, bet.
Seems the machines returned, bent on eliminating any stragglers. To arms!
I don't think these things are even bothered by that weapon. Oh my god, I can't hit it.
Hostilities are afoot.
That That was a hardy engagement. You held your own admirably. These automechs will never be used to perpetrate such heinous acts again.
Okay, where are you going, bro? Why are you climbing? That is a big-ass hammer, dude. That is comically large.
I believe we're at the end of our investigation. The prospect of sharing our findings with the broker isn't terribly appealing, but we've little choice. I will locate my wretched Sub Rosa transport and return to Free Market Station. Pleasure fighting beside you. Be sure you return to Free Market Station to debrief with me. Despite our work here, I somehow doubt the broker would grant an audience to me alone.
Okay, alright, back to Free Market we go. Kinda wish I could just travel between planets by fast traveling without having to come back to my ship, but it is. Hey, there are the murals. Okay, sure. Okie dokie.
How are the informant lines treating you? Hear anything good?
Let's get back to where we want to be.
Salutations once more.
Greetings again. Hope that little day excursion you and I jawed about is going well. Libations or information? What's your poison?
We've been to the camp that you wanted us to look at.
The encampment had been razed. I'm sorry to say there were no survivors, but I believe we were able to uncover what transpired.
Hard to take much solace in that with so many dead.
I should add, your observations during the investigation were unexpectedly keen. Working beside you was a pleasure.
I'm surprised. Didn't know if you had it in you, especially with an arbiter in tow. But you got what was needed. Not bad at all. I'd be happy to direct you to the broker. First, though, we've got a small issue. There's a malfunctioning lamp in the basement I need someone to take a look at. Here's a keycard to get you down there. You mind?
I think I see what you're getting at. I'll check it out.
Sharp. I like it. Thank you kindly.
I mean, I've already been down here. Not sure I want to know what's down here, but that person's still asleep. Oh my goodness, there's more. There's a lot more. Holy. Alright. Try not to look at anything that can be taken.
Anyone had asked me, I had to put the odds of a live arbiter finding his way into my chambers at 1 in a few trillion. Good that you didn't come here for blood, Arbiter Rao. Barney would have sniffed it out and broken you in twain. And I do disdain mopping up Protectorate corpses.
If you've done whatever these two things are, I thought Sub Rosa was supposed to see me as a friend. Why make me jump through hoops?
My apologies. Barney is sometimes overzealous in the guarding of my body. Though, when it comes to Protectorate arbiters, it is perhaps warranted.
If you know who I am, you must know why I'm here. My mentor died under vague circumstances, and I desire any information pertaining to the specifics of her death.
Interesting. That question appears to be at odds with High Command's public statement on the matter. Losing faith in your masters?
No. But I cannot shake the sensation that something was awry with her passing. If you know something, tell me. Please.
I could get used to this kind of groveling. Your instincts are right, Arbiter. Though we don't know the specifics, I received information that your mentor's body bore signs of a fight, and a nasty one. Someone killed her.
Why is the Arbiter so loud? He is like echoing and he's amplified. Why is he so loud? Someone want to fill me in on what's going on?
I shall in time, when fewer prying ears abound.
If that's all, I think you'd best get along. I prefer not to sully my quarters with Protectorate lackeys. Live ones, anyhow.
And I prefer to limit my time with scheming blackguards. Let us take our leave from present company. Speak to me outside, if you would. There's something I'd care to ask you.
All right, I want to take a look around, but try not to steal anything. Can I talk to you again?
Run along now. I've spent more than enough time entertaining wayward sprats.
We're allies. Don't be mad at me. Okay, I can't get in there. Nope, there's nothing else here. There's just a little back room. All right, Tristan, what's up?
The role of the Arbiter typically does not require the assistance of others. We are expected to act as wholly independent entities. But I fully realize that had I not your aid today, my investigation's progress would have stalled and withered. During our investigation, I gauged your trustworthiness and did not find it wanting. What say we travel together?
All right, so he's gonna be the last companion we can pick up. And he's also gonna be like our person that's in the Protectorate as our like faction people, because we have everybody else, I think. Why do you want to travel with me?
I think you have earned forthrightness. I came to Free Market Station to seek the true killer of my mentor, the Supreme Arbiter. Sub Rosa deals in information, and were thusly my best lead on her killer. They gave me less than I'd hoped, but it was at least a start. Unfortunately, I cannot act truly alone. I have no ship, and no support.
As the Protectorate sanctioned this investigation of yours.
My colleagues have accepted that her death was a natural one. Questioning an explanation of that nature is foolish, dangerous even. Nonetheless, the circumstances of her death trouble me. I cannot allow myself to accept the explanation that's been put forth without investigating to the fullest of my abilities.
Who do you think killed her?
I do not know your allegiance, and accordingly shall not speculate. Suffice it to say, for now, that I fear the true killer is within the Protectorate.
I'd think a high-ranking Arbiter would have their own ship.
Utilizing one of our craft for independent purposes would have rendered me conspicuous. I knew Sub Rosa would offer steady transport as long as I paid their exorbitant fees, just as I knew they would collect information on my every movement. But I neither trust them nor have the funds to continue this relationship for much longer. You, on the other hand, have proven to be a capable partner.
How do I know I can trust you?
I hold my word in highest regard. Were I to pledge allegiance to you, the pact would be nigh unbreakable, barring some extreme action on your part.
Suppose I'm convinced you can't accompany me, but you need to follow my orders.
I will keep to my convictions in any case, but I understand. What instructions would you have me follow?
I will be dealing with people of multiple factions, no killing them without my go-ahead.
Ah, I should have considered this eventuality. I will listen to your words, and I shall follow your orders. I will not assail enemies of the Protectorate without your consent, though I will not like it. But if my sense of duty outpaces my willingness to comply with an order, or if you attack my brethren unprovoked, our relationship will come to an abrupt end.
So he's basically just Boone from New Vegas, but like a really snooty one, and someone just walked right through the camera. I mean, sure. Seems reasonable.
Excellent. I hope our working relationship is most fruitful. I'm sure we shall discover much together.
Rubbing shoulders with Protectorate arbiters now, are we? I'll reserve judgment. Hopefully, he can as well.
No, there's a first time for everything. We've already worked with him. I'll meet you at the ship later, Tristan.
Very well. I shall locate whichever craft seems the most out of place, for something tells me this shall lead me to yours. See you again shortly.
Recruited all companions. That's everybody, really. That kind of bleeds into what I was worried about. Not worried about, that's the wrong word. Thinking about that this game is kind of short. Granted, I've wasted a lot of time in the game, so like I have 20 hours played. But like if we go back to the ship, which I don't know why I'm walking. Hold on, do you have anything to say about that guy?
Glad you stopped by. I had something I wanted to ask you. Now that we're out of pulping distance, are you sure about recruiting that Arbiter? That hammer's a fine piece of weaponry, sure enough. How much can we trust the hand wielding it?
I know who's watching my back. Rao would be a fool to try anything with you around.
I'm flattered. But if there's any match to be made for a Directorate agent, you've just brought him onto our ship. Armed. Arbiters ain't like us. Facts matter less to them than personal judgments. Once the boulder's going, someone's getting crushed. I've seen it happen more than once.
We shouldn't judge Tristan by the actions of his compatriots.
What's that saying? You are the company you keep?
Not really, no. I mean, we've kept company with like every faction at this point. Why would he be any different? We're still the same people.
That optimism of yours never flags no waves, does it? Maybe you're right to give him a chance. But I'll be keeping my lamps on him, just in case things go the other way. I'm guessing you didn't come here to talk about Rao, though. So what's on your mind?
No, that's actually why I wanted to talk to you. What do you have to say about him?
We did good by all the folk in Golden Ridge. If we hadn't eased the pressure between the Order and the troops at Outpost Opportunity, the kettle would have blown its top eventually. Instead, the ceasefire can remain in place, and folk can sleep soundly. Thank you.
For sure. Let me see what his room looks like. Okay. His room is pretty basic. There's a little tree, his hammer, his cape, and then magazines. There's Val.
Let's see how well you Arbiters know basic history. Who constructed the archive?
The matriarch did, of course. Who else could oversee the creation of such an immense, complex piece of machinery?
Inaccurate. It was Presiding Bishop Audley, the first presiding bishop. The matriarch gave permission, but he's the one who oversaw its actual construction.
I knew that. This is the problem with you mathematical sycophants. There's always some technicality that conveniently proves you right.
Oh, thank you for agreeing I was proven right, Rao. How magnanimous of you.
All right, glad to see they're getting along.
Yes, Commander. May the plan...
This ship is certainly quaint. The grease stains and thrice retrofitted pipes give one the thrilling impression that the ship might burst into flames at any moment. I suppose there's something charming about its lived-in nature. Nevertheless, I have availed myself of the ship's cleaning supplies. Unsightliness is an enemy as sure as any other.
Well, brother, I actually have a ship and you don't. What do you have to say?
I must admit to being highly vexed by this kill order situation.
Okay.
Such as?
Never mind.
Arbiter Rao has been admitted to the ship. This unit will proceed with a Protectorate Welcome Protocol, which may include burning, prodding, and/or light electrical shocks. Agent Ibarra refers to this as somatic tolerance testing, and really funny.
Alright, Agent Ibarra's dead, I think. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If we look at the map, there are these planets. There's Free Market Station, which is useless for the grand scheme of things. The game isn't that long, at least it doesn't seem that long. If I just wasn't wasting time in this game, we would have probably been done by now, but that's where I'm going to call this episode. Next episode, we'll progress the main plot. So until then, hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, like and sub down below, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. A pizza.